Fed Week Warriors. I think that's the biggest theme. Market hoping for a Fed put now that it has no Trump put. So we'll see. Pretty quiet morning. Hi, Ingmar, Michael, Brand, Steve. People probably squaring up for this. Hi, John, Ryan, how's it going? And Astra, good to see you. Everyone doing okay? Hope everyone had a good weekend. And now it's time to go to work, right? So, see, Ryan's here. I think I'll start. How are you, bro?
Oh, good. Good weekend.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of all the college regional championships were this weekend. If you like basketball, it was intense as kids. Wanted to ask you about Euro Pound because, this to me was pretty impulsive. Okay, and now I think we're gonna have some type of correction, maybe back down to this, 330, the old resistance zone, Ryan.
Yeah.
And that would call for maybe a little bounce in the dollar. What are you thinking coming into this week?
Well, as you mentioned, big central bank week. We've got 6 central banks this week, including
Oh
the
my
Bank of
God.
England. Yeah,
Oh,
including the Bank of England. So, yeah, if they're pretty.
Wait. We have 6. I only counted 5. Which one did I miss?
SMB, Riksbank, Banxico,
Riksbank.
BOJ, Fed, Bank of England.
I missed the Riksbank. All right, I only counted 5.
You need extra fingers.
Yeah, I do. Sorry. All right, didn't mean to interrupt. I was
No,
just
that's
like,
okay.
I thought there was only 5. All right.
Right.
Was it Rick Springfield owns a bank? All right, anyway.
Yeah, so
Go
you
ahead.
could get that. You could get that dip in euro sterling. If we do, I might be a bit of a buyer
Right.
down there because we've got this spring statement from the Chancellor next week, and I'm not hopeful for that. So we could
Okay.
see a bit of a rebound on any dips.
All right. Do you think the yen is done? That what we saw last week is it, or will closes over 49 change the picture?
Yeah, I think if we start seeing that, we might be at a point where we're finally going to try challenging this downtrend that we've had all year, which is still very much in play. Again, Fed and BOJ on the book. So BOJ is expected unchanged. The Fed's expected unchanged, but it's going to be about the message, isn't it? Is Powell going to push back against this souring market mood over the US economy, or is he going to feed it? And that's going to be the big decider. But that 147 level, 146.50, is going to be the cruncher. If we get a dovish Fed, if we get a hawkish BOJ, but that we can't break that level, then you can start to think about a proper bottom going in.
Okay. Just looking at yields again. We've tried a few times to get through 33. Okay. It's really not giving up the ghost yet either.
No.
So, I still favor this because I think the market's positioned the other way.
Yeah.
Most people, so we'll see. If the Fed is, friendly, then we should break down. We'll see if he's mean or nice. When Wednesday, we'll know if he's a nice guy or not.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about risk. Go ahead, laugh, but the S&Ps did bottom on the lunar eclipse. Well, it was in between these 2 days, the eclipse. So, this is going to be telling. Now, I read a lot of other people's stuff, and the drift I'm getting is don't expect a lot. I would love to see 59.20, but they're saying there's this wave, there's so much weakness that most guys are barely looking for 38% back. Okay. So not a lot to get, your great entries. The only reason I talk 59 is I have so much confluence up there. I have 61.8. I have the broken trend line. I have the moving average. But most people don't think it can do that much to the upside from here. You have a feeling on risk here, Ryan, S&Ps?
Yeah, I thought we might get a bit of a bounce as well on Friday, just because it's been caned all week, and a bit of profit taken into the weekend. It's got a bit of balance now, but it's going to take a lot, I think, to shift this sentiment around. We've got retail sales data today,
Okay.
expecting a bounce from last month's loss, and if it comes in another soggy one, then we're probably going to make fresh lows.
Okay. NASDAQ actually did not make a new low. Most analysis says, maybe we get back to, well, here we are, 38%, 23. So anyway, those are the levels. The first challenge, if we could get something going here, 38%. So my expectations, what I would like is, and I'm lowering them because everyone else is. But we'll see. I think still the most vulnerable stocks now, and there's a difference. I still think the Mag 7 Apple, you have a breakdown from the trend, you have a breakdown from 220. This I'd love to sell, and I'd sell it at 38% back. And the banks, I still think what they did in 2 weeks was pretty damaging, 20%. So, I'd like rips up here. So that's what I'm looking to do. And I think we have about a 2-week correction in the market from here. So that's it. I mean, there's just not that much. Huh?
You're trusting the Fed put, are you?
I'm not trusting it. I'm just thinking that's my plan. I thought
Yeah,
we'd bottom this week and we'd have, an up week into OPEX and maybe some follow through into month's end.
yeah.
So that's a 2-week rally. Yeah, it could just fall apart at any moment. I'm well aware of it. But I'm going to be patient and wait for my shorts, wait for levels, and diagnose the weak sisters because those are the ones I want to short. Because there are other parts of the market that are faring pretty good, and like if you talk about things like recession, yeah, if you own Tesla, but if you look at industrials, they're really holding up quite well. This part of the market. So, it's really been MAGA, right? And banks join the parade. But I mean, this looks like, I don't want to be short this. And I'm even questioning what's happening in NVIDIA. So, I might try it at one up here at this confluence, but it doesn't look that bearish to me. I mean, it's just been grinding, false breakdowns. Maybe this consolidation and it's just going to go. But I'd rather short this, which is breaking down, and sell a rally than sell NVIDIA because then I could say, oh, I was short NVIDIA. I don't need to, you know what I mean?
Yes, you get a certificate for that if you're short
Oh,
of it.
oh yeah. So that's about what I have so far this morning. Our guest today was right. Uh, Okan was here. The rotation's about 3 months or longer, but between when we talk to people here, and he was looking for 109 in the euro, and he was looking for a correction in the stock market. I think 5,100. I'll ask him when he gets here. But he's in Turkey, and you know what I want to? There's my key question: is Turkey repatriating too? Has the Turkish lira come back with the dollar weakening? Do you follow it anymore, Ryan? I don't.
No, I don't. Only if I'm going on holiday. Lovely place, Turkey, by the way. Used to do a lot of business now. Sound like
Yeah,
Trump. Great place.
yeah,
Great place.
yeah.
No, I mean, if you look at a Turkish lira chart, it's still off the
Is
rails.
it? All right.
Yeah.
I thought maybe there'd be what a major buying opportunity might be in the lira, huh? Anyway, Blake, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. It's had a really nice weekend, went to a wedding and, got to hang out with, friends. It was a really nice weekend. And the weather was cooperated,
Yeah,
which
it
was
was
nice.
nice.
So, yeah, it was
Yeah,
really good. No, and thinking about this week, we have a huge week this week coming up, and I'm excited because we have the opportunity for a lot of
swings.
volatility, and that's what we all look for. And I'm gonna give everybody here a little bit of a kind of a freebie for being here on a Monday. I know it is a not only is it a it's a Monday, but we're dealing with this time change, and I know it's a struggle for a lot of you that are accustomed to our normal time. Because if you're in different parts of the world, uh, our show is at a different time than it normally is until you guys get your time change, which is at the end of the month. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a freebie right now for being here today. Uh, I just put in a brand new pattern in play. If you guys don't know what the patterns in play are, they're right here. But I'm going to go back to the active ticker here so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to give you something that normally we give our Forex Analytics subscribers, but it's also something that I talked about on the week ahead video as one of my trade setups. And it's the euro yen. The euro yen is right up against what I would consider major resistance. This is you can see this massive trend line here. If you can identify that, and then if you take the high to low here, or actually you can just take the last move rather. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Yeah, there we go. Last move. We're at the 78% retracement trend line right up against horizontal resistance. I took a short about, well, if you go to the trades room, here's our chat room. You go over to the trades room. I took a short above the 162 level, 162.04. So it's not there. It is up a few pips. It's up about 20 pips right now, but I think this is the best risk reward to be on the short side of the euro yen you're going to get. We have the BOJ this week, which we can talk about here in a second. And I also believe that the euros at levels, as we've talked about the last 2 weeks, if it got back to 109, there's going to be a lot of two-way price action up here. And that's exactly what we're seeing. In the euro, we're back out at the 618 retracement once again this morning. And like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of two-way price action around here. I am a more of a euro bull. I think the euro is eventually going to 110 to 112 and maybe even higher. But I don't think that it's going to do it in one fell swoop, and we're going to have some two-way action around here. So the euro yen, if you guys want to be on the short side, this is probably the best risk reward to be on the short side. You can never guarantee to make money, but you can put yourself in a situation where you're risking very little for a decent rate of return. So in this example, you can kind of do the math, yourself. You go, okay, well, let's say I'm short at let's just call it 162 even, and your risk is 162, let's say 51, and your target is down here somewhere around, the 159, let's call it 159 and a quarter. Your risk reward is 1 to 5, basically.
That's very good.
It's great, right? So
Let me ask you, did you wait for that red candle, the last candle, to
no,
go with it?
I got triggered in
At the
an order,
trend
but
line?
yeah, I had it set for 162.05 or whatever,
Okay.
and I got short
Hmm.
just before. Actually, it happened last night, just as I went to bed. But we hadn't moved all night, and when I got up this morning, we were actually trading right there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, in this situation, like let's say you're shorting 200,000 euro, you're risking $600 to make 3,400. I mean, it's a decent risk reward. Or if you're trading a 500,000 in currency, you're risking $1,500 to make almost $8,500. Or if you're trading you know let's say 25,000 in currency, you're risking $80 to make 500. And if you got a discount for Forex Analytix, it has you under $100. That's not a bad risk reward, and pay for the next 4 months of your Forex Analytix subscription. So just a little bit of a freebie for those of you that aren't around normally in our trades room, and you don't know that Ryan's taken off some of his Aussie Kiwi shorts that he's been short on for a long time. And by the way, Ryan, that's a great trade, dude. You've been very, very patient with that, and we're seeing a pretty big breakdown in the Aussie Kiwi. And you've been
Wow.
short that thing for literally for the last couple months, just working that short position. So great job.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Cheers.
Yeah.
It's a
So
lifestyle.
yeah,
This one is, yeah.
it is. He's a lifestyle FX trader. So we have all these central banks. That's so funny. You said six, and I'm sitting there, saying five, and then most people are like, we have the board, four central banks meeting next week, and I'm like, no, there's a fifth one, and then Ryan's like, no, I'm gonna upend you. There's a sixth one. So we have the Riksbank, which is out of Sweden, that'll be meeting, and now I have to go do my research and figure out what they're looking for.
That's
But
Steve's favorite country to go and have a bachelor party. Steve
is
Hoagie.
Steve, is that where you had your bachelor party?
Which one? Sorry.
Well, which
Your
bachelor
bachelor
party?
party.
Well, how
Your
many
only
times have you
bachelor
married?
party. Where was your bachelor party?
Sweden.
Stockholm, Sweden.
See?
Oh, look
He's
at
still-
Dale with the sponge brain.
Yeah, he's he still smiles every time he thinks about it.
Oh yeah.
So we have the
100%.
Riksbank in Sweden that is meeting this week as well. But Steve, just since we hear your voice, good morning.
If you need
Hope
me
you had
to
a great
go
weekend.
cover
I
it
know
up close and personal,
you had a great
I'd be
weekend
more than happy
putting
to do so.
together your computer. I talked to Steve after he completed putting together his computer. I was at a car show here in Scottsdale, Arizona, over the weekend, which is the Good Guys, muscle car show over the weekend, where my dad shows his '69 Camaro, Dale, that you would love. That he's owned it for about 30 years. This one.
What size engine?
He has a 327 in it. It's the stock.
Those are
yeah.
They're nice car. High
Oh, it
school.
moves.
That was
Oh.
that was high school for me, Blake.
I've watched him build that thing since I'll show you guys a picture while I'm quizzing Steve here. But Steve, you did have, like I said, you had your you fixed your computer, so that's a good thing, right?
Absolutely.
By the way, this is let's see here. I'll show you guys my father's Camaro that he's owned for, like I said, 30
Nice.
years. That's it right there, Dale.
Yeah, nice.
High school car, right?
Yeah. What year? What year is it?
The 69.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a 69. Anyway, Steve,
Bring me
so
back.
how was your weekend? And good to hear from you, and good to see you. And what are you looking at today?
It's really funny that this is 1969, by the way. Because
Why is that funny?
because we can make a comparison of
What it's like now? Inflation.
no, what Europeans built back then and what Americans built back then, because coincidentally or not, we also have a 1969 antique, but in this case a Lancia.
A Lancia. Now that would be unique to see, because because in the United States we have all these old muscle cars that you see here, which are a little bit different. This is just all from the car show this weekend, guys, that I'm showing you pictures of, and this beautiful fastback here. But yeah, it's we don't get to see those here in the U.S. as often, so that's cool.
I can show you.
Let's see it, and then let's see some charts that you're looking at, Steve.
Sure, absolutely. So this is what we Europeans made back then.
Is that an Italian car?
Yes.
Oh,
Lancia Fulvia.
Oh, it's so
AKF.
cute. It's so cute.
how about the Avantes? Did you like them back then?
The what? Sorry?
Avante.
Avantes.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, Italian cars were like a beauty, and all those were like racing cars.
Yeah, they're
as
all
well.
couple floor traders had those.
Yeah, but a completely different, mentality. Lighter cars, a lot more nimble, focused mostly on drivability.
All right,
going
Steve,
fast.
look, we all need to make pips now. We all want to buy a classic car now. So
right.
give us your best
I was going to say,
idea.
I know this is not a car. We need to talk about the markets here, but we did have a track at the at the car show, and everybody's running this little mini track that's takes about 30 seconds to run around. And there was a little Mini Cooper out there. They had a couple Mini Coopers out there. It ran pretty fast for those little things. I was impressed with those those little Coopers. Anyway, Steve, so what are you looking at in the markets this week?
First of all, we've had, and that's what I finished the week with last week. We've had the dollar consolidating at the end of last week, after Tuesday, in essence. Its losses, but it looks to me, if you look at the DXY, that's probably that was probably a temporary consolidation. It looks heavy to me, and it looks likely, if central banks don't derail this technical picture, it looks likely to me that the dollar might have more to run to the downside. So this is definitely one thing I'm looking at. The second thing I'm looking at is obviously equity markets, right? Focusing on the S&P, because with Friday's rebound, we went from the bottom of this little channel that has been defining the move lower to its resistance. So I'm looking to see if the S&P can
Can you zoom in on your chart, Steve? It's really difficult for us to see that channel. Like it's
really?
Yeah, there you go. Much better. Okay, great.
Yeah. So I'm paying attention to this as well to see if we can get some kind of if we can get some kind of a reaction higher by breaking through that. If we can get a bigger rebound, and by bigger rebound, I would first be focusing on the 200 daily moving average, or a little bit higher towards 5,800, because in my opinion, as long as we trade below 5,800, there is a chance that we're going to see more equity weakness, right? Now, on the other hand, I know everybody's watching gold for a good reason. Gold
We just had a big reversal off that 3,000, and I just put in a pattern in play to be on the short side of gold just a moment ago. There's another freebie for you guys.
Okay, good luck with that. I wouldn't be taking the short side for sure.
It was only a quarter size. That's a
no.
Trick.
I mean, of course
size
it can.
matters.
Of course it can work, but I've said it a billion times. On a personal basis, since I have a very, very strong long-term bias in favor of metals, I only wish to trade them in one direction, right? Because I think there is a clear trend. So of course there are going to be moves in the opposite direction. But I'd rather take advantage of the upside, which we've seen plenty, and I think there is plenty more to come. So we've broken through the 29.56 previous all-time high. We're taking a breather during Friday, and so far what we've seen Sunday night and today but I think it's very likely that we will at least test the 3032 161.8% extension of this last pullback that we had towards the end of February. I know that the rest of the metals are not playing ball yet. Silver has been moving higher as well, but we obviously have a divergence here, right? Silver hasn't even managed to produce a higher high. Of course, not to even mention all-time highs. All-time highs for silver are much, much higher.
Steve, if you go back to gold and you just connect all the highs from your chart, you're going to reach channel resistance right where we're at. That's
these ones, you mean?
Yeah, you go all the way from your left-hand side of your chart and then just take a trend line and go across. Yeah.
Okay, I understand. I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So hey, we have about 5 minutes till the data comes out. If you don't mind, Steve, I'm going to grab the charts again.
You go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and get us ready for the trading session. Ryan, what are you looking at today as far as setups? I've got I think a couple of good setups for you guys, but what are you looking at?
I'm looking at this euro dollar. These retail sales are going to be probably the biggest data point, probably bigger than the Fed this week, because that's really going to tell us if we've got a bounce back from last month or if it's another negative this month. And if it is a negative, that's just going to feed all this, bad mood the market's in about the US economy. And, we'll get Trump out and everyone else out, Besant out probably. And this could be a huge market mover. So if it's a bad one, then I'm looking for euro dollar to finally break out above 109.40 perhaps. See where it goes from there. Otherwise, if it's a good one, you're probably going to see a dip bought in euro dollar anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at expectations, I mean, obviously the market's looking for a big bounce back, and consumer spending and spending around all around, and I'm not sure why, if it's more seasonal, if anything, but we have so many central banks meeting this week. It is going to be interesting. And I think you're right. As far as the euro goes, you can see where, the upside breakout point is, because if that data is weak and we take out the highs from today, which is, it's only about 10 pips away. We take out those highs, we might challenge this 109.50 level even ahead of the Fed. What else are you looking at this week? Anything else that stands out for you?
Well, probably all the major pairs, all these central banks. I've got still got stuff going on like Bank Mexico. I'm still short dollar mex. Obviously Bank Japan, dollar yen, and that 147. Euro sterling, as spoke to Dale with. So yeah, there's lots of stuff to be had. As far as direction, I'm just gonna take my cues from whatever happens at these central banks. I know my levels have said 147 dollar yen. That's a big one. If we get another hold down there on all the central bank news, that's the potential for a real strong bottom.
Yeah, and with the BOJ, I mean, how can they not be hawkish? And again, this is one of those situations where if you're looking at the dollar yen and the yen pairs, I think are going to be really, very sensitive to the BOJ this week. And remember, that is going to be Wednesday. I believe it's Wednesday morning.
Yeah,
Wednesday morning in Japan, which will be late Tuesday night. We'll be up in the chat rooms. I know I'll be around, ready to trade that. So hey, we got about 2 minutes, Dale, or a minute and a half. Dale, what are you looking at this week that's hot on your radar?
Well, I think the dollar's going to bounce, Blake. I don't know if the low's in yet, but I think there'll be a better place to sell it at 104.5, 104.80. I'm trying to counter trend, even though I broke a promise myself. Dale, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Anyway, and I took profits half off on the long Aussie. And at one, if we head up there, that's going to be a great dollar sell and a great euro buy. So, that's what I'm looking for. This is just, scalp. But position wise, I'd like to see a rally up there to add to dollar shorts.
I'm with you. I really hope we can see the euro back at 108 to be on the long
Yeah.
side. That's what I'm hoping for. But I have to imagine everybody else is hoping for the same thing you and I are. So it's,
EG is what gave me the hint it could happen because it
all right.
looks
Well,
like it could pull back.
let's see if that happens. All right,
Yeah.
the data's coming out in just 5 seconds. Here we go. Retail sales, U.S. retail sales. Is it going to move the market?
A bit
And
softer than expected, but positive. Control group, a big bounce. So positive numbers.
positive numbers. I mean, positive numbers, but below expectations. I mean, you
But the
know.
core sales was a big beat. 1% versus 0.3 expected. That'll take the dollar up.
Okay, now I have to go back. I'm gonna pull up the actual the bigger data, which you can find over here. Oh, I see. The retail control. Man, that is a big beat. All right. Well, the euro is actually seeing a little bit of weakness. We've got the dollar, a bit of a recovery. Yields are recovering, and stocks are thus far, yeah, not really too moved about the whole thing.
The
So,
yields had the biggest response here.
yeah,
They get through 33, Blake. Your head and shoulders chart and all that stuff is possible. We've
yeah,
knocked on that door 3 times.
It'll be interesting to see if we can get a move in yields here. I'm not. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But Dale, I know you have your guest here, and he's
Yes.
been waving his hand since like about 10 minutes in. So I'm going to let
Oh,
you
he's
take over.
working
I
out.
just want to say thanks everybody for being here. Good luck for those of you that are trading the euro yen with us, and good luck to all of us that are actually in the euro yen for that matter. And Ryan, great job on the Flow Show. And by the way, we just had an opportunity to see K-Man's brand new grandbaby in Asia. So K-Man, if you're listening to the recordings here, congratulations, and
Yeah, bro.
hope you're enjoying the time with the little baby. So
Yeah, change his diaper.
that's right. You get a couple weeks of diaper changing duty. Hey,
You
look,
like it.
while the
It's like
baby's being
FX trading.
while the babies are being fed, breast milk, poopy's not so bad. It's when they get to the solids that it gets bad. So, ride it
Oh,
out while you can, K-Man. Change all the poopy diapers you can early on. All right,
there's
guys.
a veteran. All
That's
right.
right.
All right. Okan, will you please accept a promotion? I know you're humble and you don't want you want to be promoted, but I need you to do it so we could talk. Don't decline anymore. All right. Okan, my trading warrior brother, don't you like to be promoted?
Okay, you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Don't you
Okay,
like when your law firm or hedge fund gives you a promotion?
okay. I am
Uh,
a commodity. I'm NFA member,
oh,
CFTC.
okay. All right. You
Mm.
went CTA route, huh?
Yeah. I am a
All right.
CTA.
All right.
Um, so what I do is I write newsletters, and I have a website where I share my newsletters, and
Let-
I also contribute to your trading sessions. I mean, commentary sessions like this one.
Oh,
And,
you come to face and comment? Under what handle?
oh no, I just I mentioned I mean that I attend
Oh,
to
when you're a
your
guest. When you're a guest.
yes
Oh,
yes
okay. All right. So let's see what you have. And you
sure
were correct about the rally in euro, and you were correct about the correction in the stock market. So you were
uh,
100% from my memory. And must have been 4 months ago or so,
right
3 months ago, something like
yeah
that.
3 months ago. Can
Yeah,
you first can I ask you if you can see my
I
page?
can't. Let me share first and then hand it over to you. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, now try
Oh,
it now. Try it now.
okay, 1 second, please. I I think it's this one.
While you're figuring it out, all this repatriation away from the dollar, is it happening in Turkey too?
No, no, because Turkey is actually short the dollar, so we cannot. We need dollars to come in.
Okay. All right.
So we don't have that kind of move.
Okay.
Okay, can you see my
Yeah,
screen?
we've got the euro up here and
Okay.
and a couple of other indi
All right, great.
measures.
Okay, great, great. Let me, can I start off with this euro dollar,
Yes.
like I did in the previous one?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, Dale. I am displaying here with the white line, you can see the euro dollar,
Okay.
and on the blue line is showing you the net positions that are being held by the money. This data is announced every week by the CFTC and this is displaying as of Tuesdays of each week.
Is this a commitment of traders report
Yeah,
you're talking
yes,
about?
yes,
Okay, go ahead.
the commitment of traders report.
Mhm.
As you can see, the commitment of traders report show us that the shorts are being recovered, okay? Because now the market is still short, though. The market is short about 15,700 contracts short as of today. I mean, as of last Tuesday, and the highest, I mean, the lowest was 95,000. So from 95,000 short, we have come to in the 15,000. Okay, about
Okay,
16,000.
so they're building, is it the commercials that
No,
are building? No?
this
Okay.
is the money managers covering
Okay,
the and
got it.
okay, and this is so as you can see, this aligns with it's very normal with that euro dollar is rising and as with the CFTC data. And what I'm also looking at here is there's turquoise blue color, which is showing us the spread between the 2 years real return of Eurozone and the US. And as you can see, the real returns in in Eurozone has been rising against the dollar. So,
Since
and
December of last year.
let me go back and share. Let me 1 second, please. Okay, the date has come. I mean, even from
Yeah, September 23.
2023, and then
Yeah.
and it's still continuing.
It's a very long base, which the implication of a long base is a big launch into space.
Right, but you know what? Do you notice that we are at almost at the top? So I think that we might have some reversal from here, and this aligns with your expectation that the euro dollar may soften.
Yeah,
So
but
I
I'm maybe to 107. I don't see us pulling back to 105, the breakout, and give people a chance to buy that huge move from 2 weeks ago. Are you?
yeah, and
You are?
exactly.
Okay, you are? So you think we could see 105 again?
Yes, yes, yes. I think.
Okay.
I think so. And I am not also very bullish these days. Only these days, I'm not very bullish about the gold as well. I'm going to come to that in a minute. But regarding the euro dollar,
Yeah.
we might come down a little bit. And you know what? If you look at the markets, I mean, if you make a comparison between the euro dollar and the S&P, you will notice that when the dollar strengthens, so when the euro dollar falls, the
The
S&P.
market, we're in a different regime where when we have risk off now, it's a dollar going down, which used to be risk on.
Yeah,
Now it's
correct.
capital flows out, right? So
Right.
when we're going to have bear market rallies in equities, we should go through a period of recovery or strength in the dollar during that time frame. Do you agree with that
Uh,
narrative?
no, I think, Dale, I think that for the stocks in the US to rise further, even further, I think stocks need a dollar weakness in the long term. So that's
Okay.
why am I saying this is because
Why didn't it help this? We've had very pronounced dollar weakness during this 10% correction in S&P and 20 in NASDAQ.
yeah, that's an overshoot. I think it's an
Okay.
overshoot that the S&P is, as you can see nowadays, is correcting.
You're
So
bullish. You're getting bullish S&Ps and bearish gold.
okay, on different time frames, yes, on different time frames.
Okay.
And in the coming from today into 2 months future from today, I think the gold is going to come down a little bit to maybe 2000, maybe 2910 or maybe 2890s, that those levels. But it still has a potential to go higher, of course. But it's going to it's going to pause around this region. For example, at 2900, maybe even as low as 2850, we're going to have a pause around this region, and I'm going to show you why that is the case. I can show it to you right now. If
Yeah.
you look at this chart, you see okay, the white line is the gold trend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this blue line is the convenience yield, which I mentioned a couple of times in your presentation. This convenience yield is basically showing you how much the traders have the willingness to hold the gold despite the interest rate. So well, here you can see that the blue line was rising and the gold was rising. So this is telling you that the gold traders don't mind about the interest rate cost
Yeah.
of
Do you mean
hold-
the carrying? Yeah, like the carrying charge of
exactly
holding the gold. Okay.
right.
Got it.
So if you notice that
So
every
now they
time,
care. Now they care a lot, and the market's still rising
all right. So there is a
because it's
divergence.
back to lows.
Exactly, it's back to low. So now that there is
Right.
a
What a pearl.
yeah, that it is,
That
and
is really a pearl. When you catch these dislocations, man, you're the best.
thank you.
That is really, that's nice. Because I was thinking about it just because of sentiment. The only thing that's holding me back from trading that counter trend is silver still hasn't reached my target for a 3 dot drive up around 35 and a half or 36. And gold confirmed on the 4 hour. And I'd like to see some divergence there. I know we have it on the daily, but I think we're close. It could be within the next week or so.
Yes.
Is that the way it feels to you? It's like,
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think the gold is coming to an end. I mean, a period of maybe a transitionary
yeah.
correction. Maybe within 2 weeks, maximum
Would
3 weeks,
would you
maximum.
would you exchange your gold for silver right now with the gold silver ratio at 89, recent highs around 92?
Uh,
Uh,
well, because I expect some dollar strength coming in these days. I suggest that I would still keep the gold against the silver
okay. All right.
because the reason is let me explain is because uh, if you put the DXY, if you overlay the
Over
DXY
silver.
over gold silver, you're going to see almost the same pattern
Yeah.
that they follow. So they are following each other.
They diverge at times. And
Yeah,
I
of
know
course.
I know silver needs a bear market in the dollar to perform. I'm just getting a vibe from you that are you looking for new highs in the dollar here? Or is that something you're open to, like take out the tariff high in Dixie at 110?
Okay, you mean further dollar weakness, right?
No, dollar strength. Right now you're constructive the dollar.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. So
Uh,
how can this turn into like the milkshake theory that Brent Johnson puts out? That kind of dollar strength where
uh,
the
I
dollar's still in a bull market?
no, I think the dollar has already reversed to the downside for sure.
Okay, so this is just a interim move for a month or two
Yeah, yeah,
of the dollar gaining some strength.
exactly. That's why I mentioned that even if you going back to gold, that's the
Yeah,
reason why I mentioned to you that we might have a transitionary correction in the gold. So also we might see a transitionary correction in the dollar strength. But the main trend of the dollar um,
down,
is
down.
down. Yeah, yeah, it's down.
Yeah, okay.
And um, I want to tell you why that is down from another point of view. Is because the Trump administration is imposing tariffs
Yeah,
and they are promoting the production in the US to decrease the
trade
current
deficit.
the trade deficit. Yeah. Okay. So far, the one of the big reasons why the dollar has been strengthening was because of the current account deficit. And you know why? Because because US is purchasing every commodity in dollars. So so it means that except the US, the other countries are being dollarized. So they are being long the dollar all the times. So they don't want the dollar to fall. I mean, so as long as the dollar US continues a current deficit, the dollar can strengthen only if the US has a current account less deficit, then you might have some dollar weakness. And tariffs, I mean, I know this sounds weird, right? Normally, you would expect a current account deficit to support, I mean, higher current account deficit, I mean, or lowered account deficit, current account deficit to strengthen the dollar, right? But it's different in US case is because US is purchasing the commodities, is pulling the commodities from the other countries in dollars. So for example, I give you an example. For example, in Turkey, we produce almonds. I mean, Turkey is the largest producer of almonds. Sorry, chestnut. I'm sorry. No, no, not chestnut. Almond. It's one of the biggest producers. So basically, you are buying almonds from us, and you are um,
Paying with dollars.
supplying your own currency. What you're doing is you're only printing it.
Yeah,
You're giving us a paper and we are giving you a commodity. You
yeah.
see? So as a seller of almond, I would never want the dollar to fall. So imagine in the whole world, globally, because in global markets, commodities are being traded in dollar terms, no countries other than US would want the US dollar to fall.
I thought emerging markets with dollar denominated debt
Yes.
were countries that would welcome with open arms a weaker dollar.
Well, no, I think that will be still a transitionary thing for many different reasons, for their maybe internal politics or whatever. But imagine, for example, China has trillions of dollars debt. I mean US debt, they keep bonds. So
Mhm.
would they want the dollar to falter? I don't believe so. So
Okay. So
um,
tell me what you think what are you doing with your money right now? What trades or positions are you looking for to take? Are you currently short euro, trying to take advantage of the downside, or
well,
looking for a tactical short in gold? Um, what's your highest conviction scenario?
to be honest, I have no position on the gold, but I am long the euro dollar, and
Okay.
I am long the Turkish stocks here in
Okay.
Turkey. Is because relatively speaking, Turkish stocks have been extremely cheap, very, very cheap. I
Yeah.
mean, you have very nice companies trading below their par values. Par values.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. So that's why I am long in the stocks, in Turkish stocks. And I don't recommend anyone to purchase the Magnificent Seven stocks because they're extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and at a time when VIX has risen up to 22%,
Yeah.
it's a lot, you know. You
You
look at
think this, let me ask you this. You think that the top is in for the market, or are we going through a corrective phase that could be over by mid-year? And
no, there's still a long way for the S&P to go as high as 6,600
oh, okay, so
or
that's
even
why I'm asking.
6,200.
So this could
Yeah.
just be, yeah, maybe we go to 49 first.
49?
Yeah.
1,400? Wow, that's the big
Oh,
call.
what do you think we bottomed here
No,
at
no, no,
55?
no, not
So,
yet.
all
Not
right,
yet.
well, give me your number. Was it 51 4 months ago?
52, maybe
50.
50.
Well, we
No,
were almost there. We're like 7% from that.
yeah.
So should, yeah, okay. So 5,300 Dow gold putting in the top a recovery in the dollar.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway.
Look at this chart on the screen I'm sharing with you as we speak. I switched to S&P chart.
Yeah,
Uh, you see this S&P chart is showing you it's a comparison of again the net long positions of the managed accounts
yeah,
of the I mean money managers. The blue line, that's what
yeah,
it's showing you, and this one the white line is the S&P index.
right.
So
They're getting long.
since yeah, I mean yeah, they're getting long. Uh, maybe maybe they're trying to hedge their shorts, maybe short stocks, but I don't know. But what
Maybe
I
they want
know,
to generate a rally they could sell into. That's what
uh,
that's as old as
I
ancient trading history.
hmm, that's one possibility, but I see it as a more of
So this is a
some.
sell a rally, sell a good. I'm looking for only about a 2 week rally in this.
I mean, this is a look. This is a momentum, which is happening in look
Yeah,
here. There's a momentum. You see,
yeah,
when
yeah,
there's momentum, traders like to increase their shorting short stocks.
yeah.
So while they are shorting their stocks, they don't want to short the stocks too much. They continue to buy the index as a hedge.
I
That's
see.
one possibility.
Okay.
But I see that uh, this one, I mean, this shorting stocks, this slows, I mean, longing the index, S&P index, if this slows down in the coming days, you might see some
Recovery.
reversal or recovery. But again, that will be a short-term recovery. I expect that we're going to come to around this level. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see this
Okay.
top
Yeah.
and this bottom, that's
Yeah.
5,200. So we're
Okay.
going to, I think we might be going further down to test this. As this happens, maybe, this blue line, which is the positions, net positions might even come to around maybe how many? Maybe 100,000 contracts long. And then after that, we
You
might
think we could rally all the way up to 5,900, 5,990 you have, huh? Wow.
5990. That the top, you mean? I couldn't
No,
understand.
weren't you just saying that we could rally up to that point that you just had?
We can rally even up to 6,600 in this year.
Oh,
Six,
yeah. I
uh,
mean, you're losing me on different time frames. You were just showing your cursor at 6,000 is
uh-huh.
or 50. Is that? Would you sell a rally to the 5,900 if we got one?
Oh, if we go up to 5,900, that will be dangerous to sell because from
That's too much.
yeah, that's too much. Maybe I would sell maybe around 5,700 maybe here.
Okay.
But if it goes higher than like this, it's a different story. I
What's
mean,
wrong with why did what's wrong with the market correcting 618? Why does that make it everyone's saying the same thing? Oh, that would be too far. What I don't why do we have that fib retracement number if it's not useful sometimes?
uh, okay. The reason why I say so is because this is a momentum trading here, which
Yeah,
has happened in the last 2 weeks.
yeah.
There's a momentum. So if this stops and then goes back to 5,900 again, so I cannot claim that there is a momentum trading
Oh,
going
okay,
on. So then
okay,
it's a different story. You see,
okay.
then we have to think of different scenarios. I don't think, I mean, that will be really dangerous to sell here. I mean, at a time, and also,
5,900,
yeah,
not 50. You have it closer to 6. So where's that low that it broke? Uh
this one,
anyway, no, it's all right.
this one,
Yeah, that one. All right,
yeah,
58.40. Okay.
yeah, it
Yeah.
broke
That
50.
being natural. And I think
Maybe,
that's 38%.
but that's a 38% retracement, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
All right.
So,
So why don't we spend a couple minutes do you take can you take clients from the US and from what countries can you take clients being a CTA?
well,
Everywhere?
I cannot take any clients from US now because I haven't submitted my risk disclosure document to NFA.
Oh, okay.
But I can definitely work with people from other countries
Okay.
and help them trade commodities, uh,
Okay.
especially agricultural commodities and
You
metals.
like the grains here, buddy?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's good.
they
Yeah,
work.
they've been basing for years now since
Yeah,
they came down from uh, the Ukraine war when
right.
they peaked.
And
Yeah,
also the tariffs. The tariffs are going to keep them expensive.
yeah,
The tariff
yeah,
wars is
yeah,
going to keep it expensive.
yeah.
Um,
Let alone, there is La Nina out there in California. We've only had a couple storms, and I've
mm,
seen La Nina years be real unfriendly to the breadbasket
yeah.
in the summer. That's when, you know,
And
during,
also, sorry.
no, it's okay. All right.
So,
Well, you want to show your website?
yeah, sure. And also, by the way, as I show you my website, I want to tell you that the egg prices in the US have risen so much. You know that?
Yeah, yeah, I love eggs. I know I'm paying $1 an egg.
Okay.
That's funny to you?
No, it's not funny because it's keeping the egg prices in Turkey is keeping it high
Yeah, how
because
much
be-
do you
be-
pay into?
because you are importing now from
Oh, okay.
Turkey. So it
Oh.
keeps the internal market higher.
Yeah. So here's my theme going forward. Things that we own will decline in value over time. Because I think that, even if we have one more blow off to 7,000 in the S&Ps after this correction, that would probably be it. And real estate's rolling over. I don't know what it's doing in Turkey. But things that people own are going to be worth less, but things that people use are not getting cheaper.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
squeezed on both sides. So anyway, great. Okay, the people want to know how they could follow you.
Yeah, I just put my
uh,
website on.
all right, Anis Ahmed, see it? And you can follow him on X at Okan Aybar, his name, at. There he is. Plus, he's a PhD. Okay, so he's a pretty hot derivatives trader, PhD. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for promoting me, Dale.
All right, man. It's always great hearing your voice, and you're my man on the ground in Turkey, Okan. What can I say?
Thank you.
Everything, and that's an important part of the world with what's going on
Exactly.
with Syria and everything else. So, anything big that you see or you want me to know, shoot me a DM on X. Okay,
Sure,
bro?
sure.
And so that Okan Aybar, everybody, follow him, check him out. He has systems, and I've been following. How long have we been talking? 3 years now?
2 years?
Two or 3 years? Yeah,
3 years.
pretty good hit rate. And I pay attention to his biases, and that should speak for itself. And thank you, buddy. My
Thank
trading
you.
warrior brother, Okan Aybar. And guys, you could join the team in 15 minutes for the morning edge. I'm out. Don't just count your trades, count your blessings, and see everyone tomorrow. Adios.
Bye-bye to you.
See you, buddy. You're welcome, everyone.
God bless you.
There's thanking.